Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Ambitious Journey podcast. I am Daharan.
And I am Drake. Welcome back.
Yes, we are here for another one, episode 12.
Yeah,
Episode 12, yeah.
on our DJ Khaled over here.
Dude, yes, man, I've had a good week. I think on Wednesday, I kind of said that a little bit though. I was ready for the weekend where I took a great nap today. I worked a double yesterday, and I came home. I ate a little bit, went to bed, and then I woke up this morning, worked out, ate lunch, and went right back.
Yeah.
So it's been a good day, but I got the good rest I needed. So yeah, how's your week been, bro?
Hey, you can't complain. I feel like Rick Ross though. I'm every day I'm grinding, so it's okay. Every day I'm hustling, I guess, as I found the quote right before I.
Right. Somebody's gonna be like, that is not even what he said.
Yeah.
Did y'all get any snow out there?
Not here. So
Okay. I know some places like kind of around like where y'all are at kind of got some a little bit, and then I think we had some like Tuesday, something like that. So just a little.
It's kind of weird. Like I'll walk outside and it's like high 50s.
Yeah,
wait, it's supposed to be cold. Like what's
bro?
that?
Yes. What was it? Yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think it was like it was 65 here, and then the day before that, but it was 60, and I was like, yo. But we just had snow like not that long ago.
Yeah.
So like I was just like, that's kind of weird.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're less than 2 weeks away from Christmas, and it feels
right?
like it's spring or fall. Like it's like
honestly,
winter has not kicked in.
I think this is gonna trigger some conspiracy theorists, but I don't know. I'm always like, I just feel like right before Christmas, at least here in Tennessee, like that's when you see like the plummeting temperatures of like ice cold. But we always go through like these little patches of like 71, 72, and then drop straight down. And they were like, man, where are those days at again? Like
it happens like overnight too. It's that crazy.
All right, bro. Yeah. So what do you want to jump into first today?
Man, I think one of the biggest things that obviously could be changing our lives very soon is the COVID vaccine. We got to see the first shipment leave Michigan Wednesday morning. Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see that happen, and we'll get to see how this turns out.
Bro, man, I gotta be honest with you. I actually just talked to my mother about this right before we got on the pod. And because she said to me, she was like, well, do you think yeah, she was like, well, people she's interested to see if people that have chosen not to wear a mask will decide to take the vaccine. And she was like, is there going to be people complaining and stuff? I was like, Ma, you already know. Like, people are going to, no matter what, there's always going to be somebody to say something for something. Like whether I was like, whether it's right or wrong, or like no matter how somebody makes it seem to them, like there's just always going to be somebody to say something about something.
Yeah, we definitely live in like the most entitlement like age that there ever will be. I think like everyone has an opinion and has to share it.
Well, and like you said, entitled. Then they feel like they're entitled for it to be valid and like taking heed to. And it's like, no, dude. Okay, that's your opinion, cool, but
I'm allowed to feel a different way, and you're allowed to feel the way you feel. That's great.
Exactly. Yeah. But I do think it's gonna be interesting because like they say people start tomorrow, Monday, when the pod comes out. People will be getting vaccines right then. And like you said, you said government officials.
Yeah, that's what I saw is government officials kind of starting with it.
Right. So I know a couple of nurses, and they said that like their hospitals have already presented it to them, and they were basically like maybe not Monday, but they will be, since they're on the front lines, that they will be like getting them. And I kind of saw that they were mentioned when they talked about vaccines at first. Teachers as well too. A lot of them. I know Taylor just got an email right beforehand where it was saying that there was like, the rumors about that maybe the school system will make their teachers, but they were saying at this time though that they're not gonna make teachers have it.
Hmm.
Now, I don't think she said anything in there where they didn't say that maybe they will,
Hmm.
like, like coming up, but they were just like at this time, like they won't.
That's great.
And but dude, but think like I don't know that. How would you feel like if your job told you that you had to take it? Like, would you do it?
I don't like being told I have to do something in general, but,
Right,
but like,
right, right.
but like at the end of the day, like I think it depends on the job. Like I think like if you're an essential worker, like those nurses and stuff like that, like I
Mhm.
think it's important. Like like I think having the ability to do your job with this thing around or not, I think is important. But at the end of
Right.
the day, like yeah, I don't think it should be mandatory. If there's
Yeah, that's
I
the
don't know,
part
that's
that's
tough.
kind of
That's tough.
yeah, it's the part that's kind of getting me too, because I'm like, okay, if my job came to me and they were like, in order for you to continue to be employed here, you have to take this vaccine, and
Yeah, I think that's where the problems come. I think when they force it upon people, I think that's going to be the issue. I think it should be like the flu shot. Like you have the ability to go get the flu shot if you want to or not.
right,
They
but
tempt you
see,
with like a get free gift card some places, things like that. Like,
right, well,
all right,
like, dude, you know who what we should have on? We should have an anti-vaxxer on. Because this is right in their lane. This is
yeah,
because that's so when I'm thinking about this, like I can almost see their argument briefly, like split second. No, yeah, just for the fact because it is almost like forced, like when kids go to school, like. But the only thing is the science is established on that though. They know the effects of, hey, if you don't take this vaccine, little Johnny has a chance of having two left feet and doggone crooked arms and could die next week. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
this is so new though that like it's so up in the air still for me that I don't know if my job came to me today and they were like, hey, take this or don't come back, I would be like, that's a weird position to put me in.
yeah. No, I
Like,
agree.
um, so I, I have heard people say this that like they kind of basically what we're talking about here, but they said they won't be going back or like, but
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of people say like, I'd rather just go ahead and just get it over with, and just whatever, and but kind of going back to the conversation I
I
said
just need
with
a
my
grace
mother.
period. That's all I need.
You said what?
I need a grace period. Like I need
Oh
like
yeah, dude. If
I
they
need
said
like
like
a yeah, like today, no. But if you can give me like a month, like let everyone else run through this, see if there's
exactly,
side
exactly.
effects, then we can
Uh-huh.
talk.
See, I would just say, like, let me see the science happen out on it,
Yeah.
like, and then, but see, I was talking, as I was saying, like, with my mother, and we were talking about the mask thing, and she was like, well, the mask worked. And I was like, I've seen a lot of stuff that says the mask didn't work. I saw quarantine worked, because people were away from each other,
Hmm.
but the numbers still spiked as soon as people got back together with mask on. And I was like, so when it comes to the vaccine, I was like, I don't know. It's still going to be so fresh. So I don't know if I want to be in that first wave.
Hmm.
Basically what you had just said.
Yeah.
Give me some time. Let me see it. Like, let me watch this play out. And then, yeah, I would, I don't mind getting like what is it? Like you get the measles, mumps, and rubella like vaccine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, and then like all you do like all those booster vaccines like over time. Yeah,
Hmm.
then I can add it into my rotation. Like, you know, at this time, I'm like, let me. I do want a little bit of time. Let me sit it out and like think it through a little bit. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting. I also this is what I would imagine too. Uh, they talked about like officials, like government officials, and obviously like first responders and stuff are going to be those people. But I see in that next wave of how they talk about teachers, dude, pro athletes.
Hmm.
Like if there's anybody that's incentivized to be healthy and like disease free, it's probably those guys. Like their whole livelihood is based off of being healthy and running in tip top shape.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, I mean, there's billionaires that are counting on them to stay in that tip top shape.
yeah, exactly. Do you think they could force like pro athletes to
I mean,
that? Because look, they did just put that COVID
yeah,
clause in into like the draft stuff
yeah.
and those new contracts for the NFL. I hadn't seen the
I don't
NBA
know.
say anything about that,
I don't
but
know,
I'm sure
man.
they had it.
That's gonna be tough because I don't know who like I don't know how the leagues do it. Like
Right.
each
But
I feel like
okay,
I
but
feel
you
like
see
each league has would be different. I feel like some leagues would be okay with it and some wouldn't.
mm,
And I feel like there's gonna be. I feel like it's still gonna be a majority of it. Like it's still like I'm not saying like one league is gonna be 100% in. Like I could
yeah.
just see I could see the numbers being very skewed for that.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking it through, just think because I'm thinking like, um, so just listen like how we're going through it. I see what you're saying. Like they can be skewed, but like, I w- do you think there would be an uproar of like players holding out if they did? Like,
If they forced it,
yeah,
yeah, I think so.
you
I
think
think
like across the board in each sport?
yeah, I think there'd be enough.
Dang. But okay, but then we could end up with like a bunch of like for instance, like that would be people's time to shine. Like those guys that didn't draft,
Oh
they're like,
yeah,
yeah, I'll take it. I'll play.
yeah.
You know.
But I mean, what happens? You take this vaccine, somebody grows a fifth arm, and like here they are, like now can no longer play. Like there's gonna have to be like clauses that like protect these players before
Oh
they.
yeah. See that, and that's where that could get very tricky because then let's say I think what was it was it Metzer whatever it is that was one company that was doing it, and then Pfizer. I'm pretty sure that M1 they reported just one out like adverse effect, and a guy had an allergic reaction to something that was in the vaccine.
Hmm.
So they were like, that's the only downside they've seen. Most people either like it helped them fight against COVID or it just didn't do anything. Um, so I would imagine though, like again, most players would want to kind of say like what I'm saying, like let me see the science first, because I mean they could sue the league for however much. I
Hmm.
mean, it'd probably be a blink check
Hmm.
if like let's say like one day they were playing fine and the next day all of a sudden like you said they grew another finger, or they somehow contracted COVID after. Like that's what I think would be the biggest thing too,
Hmm.
is if like those guys don't have COVID right now and they're like, I did everything right, then I took this vaccine
And I got it.
and now I'm testing positive and I gotta sit out games, like
Hmm.
I'm losing money now. And it's like, oh yeah, dude. Now that we're like talking that out, that could go south quick.
Yeah, very
Oh,
fast. I mean, because that's the other thing
dang.
is like we're thinking of and speaking on like actual visible signs. Like
Hmm.
we're not even talking about like the things that can happen internally that
Exactly.
like who
Or
knows.
long term.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I mean, you don't know what like what happens like 5 years from now.
Hmm.
I was gonna say 15, but no, just five. You don't know. They also don't know. I mean, you don't know how it affects young people versus old people.
Well, that's my thing is like with like I'm not trying to compare this, so anybody that hears this way, you're hearing it wrong because I'm clarifying now. But it's like flu medicine. When you have the flu, you go take cold and flu medicine, stuff like that.
Mhm.
When are we going to see COVID medicine? When are we going to see when are we going to see stuff on the shelves? Because like people
Right.
get a flu shot, they can still get the flu.
Right.
So like people, are you saying like we get this COVID vaccine, we can still get COVID?
Right.
What's like, and
I
then that's my question of
Great question.
what's the
Yeah.
point of mandating it at that point?
Yeah, because like 'cause- yeah, because I want, I guess, kind of just going back to that conversation I just had with my mother. Um, with like you don't know the long term effects, and like you said, like most of those take just most vaccines. So it's 18 months is the standard before you try on a vertebrate species. That's a year and a half. We've done this now in half a year. and we didn't even go like we're half a year on people, not
Mm-hmm.
just vertebrates. Like so, you're like we've cut out a lot of phases of finding out stuff. We're almost basically being the guinea pigs right here.
No, I mean,
Like so, and like you said, how fast then do they make it just a quick pop pill or drink a little something of this that's on the shelf, and now you can just keep going. It's like, oh hey, but then if they make it that way though too fast, and it's like all of what we just did over these months though with the mask stuff was just kind of unnecessary, right?
no, I agree. I mean,
I mean,
but
I feel like I'm just saying
I think we're
hypothetical.
gonna have to look back at it at some point and say we did a lot of unnecessary stuff.
Yeah, because like hypothetically, if they do like, let's say, okay, February, then they have cough syrup, COVID, whatever. You know what I mean? And you're like, so you mean to tell me 2 months ago I was wearing a mask? Well, y'all knew y'all were coming out with this, or
Dude,
you
and that's
had,
the thing is like I feel like everything is like there's the side that wants to say like this is like the most dangerous thing ever, but then there's the side that wants to say it's like political.
yeah.
Look like both sides are both like dumb to me. But it's like I get it. Like this is an illness that is probably affected more families than I can imagine, and I
Hmm.
hate to hear that it has. But at the
Right.
same time, like the people are like, yeah, this is political. It's like, yep, the politicians came and just killed your killed your family off.
Exactly. Like, no, so for me, I think like it's political in the sense of and again, I'm not joining those conspiracy theorist people. They just want to control your mind, man, lock you down. But at the same time, I do see as if they are pushing the envelope of how far they can, push the people and keep them in a certain way. So in a way, I am there with them too. But that's probably the most political way I think, as far as like they just want to keep like, well, I think too, people also are just trying to save like their space in whatever position that they hold. Like
Mhm.
they don't want to be the guy that was wrong. So like even if they don't really fully understand it or agree, they'll say, "Oh no, we shut everything down and we wore masks. See, reelect me."
Mhm.
It's like, and so I think that that is a political agenda in there a little bit, but I don't think like they just made COVID just to be like, a political talking point. And
Yeah.
yeah, if those people think that they're psychos.
No, I agree. No, I definitely think there's politics behind it, just because like
Yeah.
how long of and I'll get into this later on the pod with other things that we talk about. But I mean, I feel like there's answers that we don't know that they're just waiting to give us. And
Oh yeah.
unfortunately, we're having to suffer because of it. And people are having to deal with things they shouldn't have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, that's the situation. And I think we'll find out eventually. But then I do think we will look back on it and say, what did we waste all this time for?
Yeah. Why was I
Why did
in
I
the
miss out
house
on
for
this much
so
money?
long?
And why did I have to sit here in my house for so long? Like,
Exactly.
dang.
And I just want to give my condolences to anybody that lost somebody and you weren't able to go and be with them like in their final moments,
Mm-hmm.
and or have like a proper burial for them because of where you live. um I hope you the best. Try not to be so angry at your officials when you see them out doing whatever
Yeah,
while you had to
yeah, doing whatever they
suffer.
want while you have to
Exactly.
suffer.
So, but I do send you my best regards. Um, so yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had on the COVID vaccine.
Well, they better get that vaccine in New York City, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
dude, they New York City. I don't know what they I don't get it. So
Me
for
neither.
those of you guys we're referring to New York City has now shut down indoor dining again. Yes, again. They urge people to only do to go service or takeaway service. And like as far as like, delivery and takeaway service, there it is. And they, however, have proposed a bill this time around to give stimulus to small businesses in any restaurant or place that has food to give to people, they're going to give money to them this time. Here's my thing: why not just let them stay open?
I mean, there's a lot of questions I have. So,
Like, because you know they say if they can't offer takeout service, they're making them close,
mhm.
and it's like, now I don't know I don't know, like, if some people can't serve, they are alive because of foot traffic that comes by their places.
Mhm.
Even though they're in New York City, I know that's just business in general. It's by foot traffic or by word of mouth.
Mhm.
But unless you're like one of those places that people just know, like, especially in times right now where, it's tough times for everybody, New York City is still New York City. So like it's a burger's cheaper, pizza's cheaper, than buying a full course meal. You can feed a whole lot more mouths if you get a whole bunch of, quick burgers from down the street than trying to go to like some of these dine-in places.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's really putting them in a bind too, to say like, hey, do takeout now. Cause not, dude, if I pay $30 for a meal, I want it hot.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want it cold and delivered to me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's just like I feel like they're putting them in a really, really weird situation.
No, I definitely agree. My biggest question about all of that is just like, why does COVID only go out to eat? Because it's like, man,
Facts.
we got so many other things going on, but apparently COVID doesn't like those things, and it
Yeah.
doesn't attack them, and it only
Yeah.
goes out to eat after a certain time some places, and like
Exactly.
it's only when there's a certain number of people, and
Yeah.
man, it's crazy. But I mean, like that's the thing is, how do they expect small business owners and entrepreneurs and because I mean, it's not just. I mean, like you think about like Times Square, like just to put like a little piece of it, that's obviously a huge
Hmm.
tourist attraction. I
Yeah,
think
bro.
most people have been to Times Square or have it on their bucket list to go see it at some point.
Yes.
Like
So like,
not even
go ahead.
restaurants. Like not even restaurants just closing. Like all obviously all those are closed, but like basically all the other businesses, whether that's a franchise that's or like a huge name we can think of, or
Hmm.
if it's a mom and pop shop next door.
Right. Like think about like those street vendors, like those people I'm saying that rely on foot traffic.
Hmm.
Like people coming by and being like, see a I Heart New York shirt. Like while so it because it's more than just like you can order that shirt online. But let's say like if you're there traveling with the person, it's like the memory that shirt holds. You're like, oh yeah, I remember I was on Times Square with you and we did this, that, and that.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? But now that vendor is starving right now. I hadn't had anything, or like you said, outside of food, just those places, whether it be clothing or you sell flowers or whatever, like you still deal with people coming by there, but now you're now cut out of it. And
Hmm.
people, even though they're saying like, they're still telling people like basically to stay home, and then they still have that citywide curfew. So like now you're taking away like people's time to like go to these places. So you tell them, hey, stay at home, do your job at home until this time, and not get all the things that you would normally do, get them done in this amount of hours because you have to be back in your house by this time.
Yep.
So that still cuts out
And
those people.
people just act like people are just going out to eat. Like people are now because they can't go out to eat and they can't go socialize out. They're gonna just do house parties. Like
Yeah. Oh
people are just
yeah.
gonna still have gatherings. Is it
You,
like I don't understand like how stupid people can be.
you see that guy? Was it in Pennsylvania? I want to say it was Pennsylvania.
Hmm.
It was either there or California, but don't quote me on that. I can't remember whatever, but the story still holds. He's now being he's in a lawsuit and he's being he's being fined and he's could face up to a year in jail because he threw a house party and they like he got I guess what do you call it, reprimanded and all that, whatever. But then again, he did it again, and so now they're fining him for breaking the mandate. And so it's like,
Yeah,
but punishing people left and right. But like you said, you're forcing people into house parties. People are social people. Like,
literally.
people are made to be social. I mean, you may have some quote unquote antisocial people, but they still have a certain level of how they socialize, whether
Hmm.
it's with a lot of people or a few people
Hmm.
or like one person, but you're still taking it away from them. So it's like at some point, if your economy if your people that you govern have no money, no drive, no motivation, no inspiration, like what type of society are you running then, dude? Like
Yeah.
it
I,
becomes lifeless at that point.
I don't know. I don't know how you expect to be successful with it. That's my biggest thing. Like
No.
you ruin it at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is like people have the choice to go to those places. Like the people that are still afraid to get out of their house, that like wear masks and gloves inside their house, like those type of people that feel like they need to do that. That's great. You don't see them out eating.
Yeah. No, you don't.
So
Well, also,
give the people the choice to go do it.
yeah. Well, with this vaccine, what are they just gonna say now? Like, oh yeah, cool. Go out and do what you want to,
No,
because it, right. And so it's like,
they're gonna say vaccines here, you take it, and then we still shut down for some reason.
yeah, like
It's so
it's
effective.
so it's just like it's always gonna be that next step. That what is this? What I don't know, dude. And I'm so over it now, though.
Yeah.
But I feel like also too with those people you're saying that are choosing right now, like not to go places. What do they do when you get a vaccine and then like they but there's no more mask? Like how are they gonna react? Because there's sugar, there's gonna be that little pocket of them that's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it really hasn't went away. You've just you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't. Oh man, it's annoying to say the least. It's just annoying. Also, while we're on this topic, we should also talk about how I sent you that video of
Which
on that
I
plane.
hope I feel like a lot of people have seen, but the backstory on this video here is
Yeah.
a
Well,
family.
tell them about the video. Yeah.
So a family. I'm making an assumption: wife, husband, and their daughter. Just a couple and their daughter. Let's put it that way. We're on a United flight from Colorado to New York. I don't know if they were going to what airport, whether that was New Jersey at Newark or whatever airport in New York they were flying to. But based off the backstory, they usually go there with they take their family there every year to go see the tree at Rockefeller Center. So they were on their flight about to go do that. Family trip, family vacation, tradition, things that they do. And their 2-year-old daughter did not put a mask on the airplane.
Not only did not she refused, and she was throwing quite a bit of a fit.
Yes,
there was tears,
and the family was kicked off the airplane. Their stuff was not pulled off the airplane, so car seat, luggage, all that was still shipped to New York where they were headed. Man,
and they're banned for life from
United. From United, yeah. So, man,
when I saw that video, because at first I thought it was just gonna be them being dramatic.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, surely not, because I saw her crying. As soon as I see somebody crying in a camera, I'm like, they're dramatic. Dramatic. This is for a look. This is, you just want attention. I think, and I know that's probably not the best way to think, but I can't help it.
Unfortunately, clout is a dangerous thing, and
yeah, it's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, and we've seen too much of it. Y'all been lying too much, so now we can't trust nobody.
Yeah, I every time I see it, I'm like, what's the catch here?
Cap.
But yeah, exactly. But as soon as she posted the video, the mother of the little girl posted the video after she finished crying. She was like, I'll show you guys what happened. And I mean, she shows like she tried numerous times. She's trying to talk sweet to the little girl. The dad even tried like kind of like just like sneaking up and like forcing it on her face. She just rips it down, because I mean, any kid, when they get into those tantrum modes, they're flailing arms at that point. Yeah. And so so I mean, they tried and tried. I don't know how long, like over how much time that took, but at least there were some attempts. And the last part of the video she shows is the dad holding the little girl, and he's sitting there with her at first, and then the guy comes up to him and he's holding the mat, and then he starts holding the mask over the little girl's face, and that's when the guy, the attendant,
attendant.
Yeah, he tells them like, they have to get off. It's time for them to leave the flight. Blah blah blah. And he was like, "Look, man, I've given you numerous opportunities, and you still won't put the mask on." And so he's trying to explain. I mean, that guy looked like he was an older guy, so he probably has kids and stuff, and he probably knows how kids are, but he still has a job to do. So it probably wasn't his call to make. There's
Yeah.
probably somebody else telling him what to do. But the guy's like, the guy with the kid is trying to explain like how a kid is to him. Like he's like, man, I'm really trying. I'm really trying. And all I can think to myself is like, I'm sure this guy knows how kids can be, but it's not his choice. What do you want him to do? You know what I mean? Like he just has to tell you to get off the flight.
Yeah, but I mean, he
You know
yes,
what I
like
mean?
he's in a tough spot. But at the end of the day, like, so for backstory, at the beginning of the video, the dad has one of those things called um they that people like wear over their head, and like they just pull up over their face. It's like a, I don't want to say a gator, but it's something like that. But it's like,
Oh no, I didn't even see his.
so like,
Oh, no, you already said Gator. So
yeah,
no.
it's something similar to that. Everyone should, I don't know. People wear them like fishing and like stuff like that. So I don't know exactly, but you see a lot of people wearing them. He had one of
Right.
those on, like where he like pulled it up over his nose, and he was actually trying to put an actual mask on the kid.
Right.
When
Like a
the
little
flight
ear
attendant
loop
comes,
one.
yeah, when the flight attendant comes to kick them off, they've traded. The dad has taken his thing like off of his head and put it on the baby,
Oh, okay, okay,
and
okay.
and the dad is wearing the actual mask.
See, I
And
didn't know if that was like another piece of cloth that like they just had, or if
yeah,
that was just like another mask or
yeah.
whatever.
So it was what the dad originally had on.
Okay.
But when the flight attendant comes over in the video, you notice that he's not even holding it over the kid's face.
Hmm.
Um, and then you
Yeah, you could like I said, you can kind of see like him like he tries to like put his hand like over the mouth with it,
yeah,
and it's and that's what I'm saying. He's trying to explain to like the flight attendant about like having a kid, like man, I tried to put it on her, I tried, I mean, she's not having, and that's what I'm saying. Like that guy's old enough, he probably does have kids of his own. Like he's like, yeah, I get that, but I'm giving you chances. Then my boss is at me, bro. I need my job. And you're making my job hard. They're telling me as a part of my job to tell you to leave. So it's either, hey, side with you, the guy that does not pay me, or hey, side with the people that pay me.
yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
I don't understand why that's like, it's a child. Like I think like
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
I think there's got to be like a rule implemented here moving forward.
Well,
Like
see,
kids like under a certain age, like,
yeah. Well, we
you
kind
know,
of chatted about that a little bit. How, like I said, the confusing part to me was how they said that kids weren't factors at the beginning of this.
yeah, exactly.
But I guess according to the airlines, they can say like whoever they feel can be. So maybe they don't rule as kids. I mean, they don't set rules for kids. So I mean, like you said though, I think you have to have something like in line that people can read when they buy their ticket, like saying, "Hey, per our airline, kid, everybody of any age has to wear a mask."
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like if people are sitting at home and they see, oh, the government says kids under 11 don't have to worry about COVID. Okay, but then you tell me on the airline, yo, like you have to put that on your 2-year-old. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like, no, I'm not. And if she keeps throwing it off, I'm not gonna keep fighting with her. That's the end of that.
it just makes,
Like,
that honestly makes the flight worse for everyone listening to a kid cry the whole time. Like,
exactly. Like, oh my gosh, screaming kids on a plane. Oh, it's so annoying.
yes,
Crying, kicking, screaming kids. If you've never experienced that on a plane, I don't wish that you do, but it's one of a kind.
but if you
I don't
want to,
know.
we can make it happen.
Dude, oh my gosh. Why is that more annoying on a plane than in real life?
Because I think on a plane, like you're expecting, like you're probably going somewhere. 9 times out of 10, I get it. We have to travel sometimes places we don't want to go or do things. Unfortunate circumstances happen, but 9 times out of 10, you're going on vacation or like you're going to like get away. Like you're
Right.
going to be you, do whatever you want. Like you're there to chill. You do
Hmm.
not want to hear damn
Exactly.
crying baby. Yeah.
Dude, oh my gosh, bro. I have to interrupt this to say this story. It's a little quick one. When I was on a plane coming back from baseball, bro, this little girl, it was the cutest little thing though. But it was okay. So she turned around. So there was another girl sitting beside me. So for those of you that can't see me and only hear me, I am black. And the girl that was sitting beside me was white. And so This little girl, it's a little white girl. She looks like maybe 2, 3, somewhere in there, somewhere in that age, dude. So you know how like this little seats have cracks,
Yeah.
and so she's sitting in her dad's lap, and she wakes up from a nap, bro. This is I still remember this like it was yesterday. She wakes up from this nap, and she goes like like that, like with the hair like moves out of her face, and then she just looks through the seat, and she's just looking at us. So I'm sitting there, I was just kind of looking at everything. I go back to my phone, listening to music and stuff, and then she keeps she keeps looking at it. So imagine this goes on like 5 minutes, all right? And then so like I remember she said something, like I saw like her mouth like say something. She was like, and I was like, what? She was like, and she's looking at the girl beside me. And she's like looking at us, and she keeps like eye back and forth. She says, "Why are you not black?" Duh. And her dad said, "Hey," because I don't think he heard her the first time either. And he was like, "Okay, hey, he was like, hey, I'm sorry about that, man." He was like, "You know how kids can be, right?" And I was like, "No, dude, I was like, it's fine. I don't even care." But it was, I don't even know why. But it's to this day, it's so funny to me because she was just like, she sat there 5 minutes, just examining the whole situation, and in her head, she just couldn't get. So why are you not black? And it's how she said black. It was so funny to me, man. All right, my bad. We can get back on track. Oh man.
Man,
um.
at the end of the day, like I just don't understand like being kicked off a flight, but like at the like also like they've told you, hey, like our car seat is on there. Now like
Yeah.
now we have to drive home and put like our 2-year-old at risk
Yeah.
somehow. It's
Oh,
like
you did. Okay. So, and you were kind of trying to tell me a moment ago. You were saying like the mother, like she did a follow up or something like that to this.
yeah, I think this is where it gets interesting because like if you watch the video again, you see kid didn't have a mask on when they at the moment they kicked him off. They tried to act
Hmm.
like they did, whatever.
And then yeah, I saw them like they talked in the lobby too or something like that,
Yeah,
and they explained to them company policy.
yeah, and then so the next, I guess, Sunday, she posts this. The mom posts this thing on Instagram. I just happened to see it because like that video is on her page,
Hmm.
and she posted this like model like bikini picture, like been with a caption talking about the video and like why it went
Yeah,
viral and like
I'm about to look this up.
how it was dumb, like all those kind of things. It's just like, why is this the picture you chose for one, and like two, like what is the point here?
Yeah.
Uh, so I don't know. I mean, she was talking about like how it's like inconsistency and like hypocrisy and hate and division, just like a bunch of stuff that just like it's just like this doesn't make any sense. Like I get it, like you
Uh,
didn't do it,
uh,
but like they probably told you everyone on board probably has to have a mask on. Probably should have told me.
yeah.
And like if it's, I'm telling you right now, if it's my kid, I'm telling you like, listen, we can't go anywhere until you put this thing on.
Oh. Okay. No, dude. So I found this. Interesting. About this. Sorry, no, not to cut
No,
you off.
I'm good.
Yeah. So she calls out. So she calls out Katie Hearn.
Mhm.
And the only reason I know who Katie Hearn is because for those of you that don't know who Katie Hearn is, she is a big, huge YouTube star, more so Instagram model, Instagram fitness person.
Mhm.
So big that she was able to start her own gym, and now her gym is what you would be considered like what are those, like specialized gyms you go to like in like a certain area, like everybody like stops in for those, like
I don't know.
like Gold's Gym, like Venice Beach, like
Oh yeah, yeah.
everybody like they stop at that. That's where her gym is now. It's the the Katie Hearn gym, but like it has like all like the color scheme and all that type of it's a huge deal. Like she's one of those like established fitness people.
Mhm.
um and so she calls out Katie Hearn because she said, coincidentally enough, the same day Katie Hearn and her that has a 2-year-old was flying back home from Denver, which was in Colorado as well, and same exact issue, except they did not get kicked off. And she said, but the difference in the story is they were in first class.
Mm.
And so I see here she's basically calling a little bit of classism. And
Yeah.
she said the point is there is complete inconsistency and complete hypocrisy, hate and division. Um, and I don't know why there's a bikini pic associated with it. I'm guessing because she is wearing an American flag top. So she said, because at the bottom of her post, she says, I still have hope in American flag, the land of the free, American flag. And she's saying instead of hate, let's unite. Play on words there with unite, whatever. So I'm imagining that's the point of the bikini pic, but I still do uh and okay, still then she also says Katie Hearn actually responded back to her. And she said, you know, after our story, blah blah blah. She was basically just saying like, sorry, I'm just trying to read through this at the exact same time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it seems like Katie Hearn just basically acknowledged it, saying like, "Hey, you know, I get like why this is." So it sounds like they're gonna try to. I wouldn't be surprised here very soon if I see again, like I said, on YouTube or some Instagram thing, something with both those ladies now, and now she has a modeling picture in the American flag. There's gonna be something that comes out with that.
What are your thoughts on that though? Like saying like they didn't, because like they were in first class on a United flight, they didn't get
Right.
kicked off. But
That's gonna
also,
be bad on United.
okay, but
Just
before you give your answer though, know that later on in this video when they're in the lobby talking, the dad is on his like, this is a 99% survival rate disease.
I heard that.
He's on this like, he's on this basically, we've never made our daughter wear a mask, which is why she's acting this way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's my thoughts on it. You should have trained your kid before you got on the flight, knowing the rules.
Yeah. Well, okay. My only thing, like we just said though, it is so inconsistent because you know on TV they're saying below 11 don't have to worry about it. They're going to class, they don't have to wear the mask like the weird how you do at a restaurant. When you're walking to class, you only wear the mask, but when you're sitting down, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, so it's like I can see as to why their 2-year-old isn't in school yet though, huh?
Mm. But I mean, that's things you practice at home.
Right. Yeah, man. Frig, dude. I don't know. Cause like I can see the classism discussion. I can see what their point would be there. But when you know when like you said, I mean, you made a great point when the dad was in the lobby saying that though. Like, I mean, yeah, man, you knew this flight was coming up. You should have tried. You should have, I guess, sought into it more. I think you said just a moment ago, you're like, there may be something listed somewhere with them that says that you need to wear
Because
a
I know
mask.
like I fly a certain airline and no free ads. But
We're gonna start bleeping out names.
I literally fly this airline all the time, and they have like mentioned, and like the flight attendant, or not the flight attendant, like the people at the gate like mention like, hey, this flight is a like mandatory mask flight, and it's a certain type of mask. Like you can't have like bandanas or
Oh,
uh,
really?
like you can't, like there's like 2 or 3 things they list, like masks with vents you can't have, things like that, So and they say that over the loudspeaker several times, and they say it on the flight. Um, and I
So there's
mean,
no confusion.
literally.
Yeah.
So
So
I know
dang.
that that's not the only airline doing that. I know everyone else is probably
Yeah. They
similar,
didn't
has
just
their own
make
twist
something
on
up
it.
like one day and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're doing it." Yeah.
Yeah,
It's something that probably everybody has like agreed on across the board.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how do you think this works out for them in court? Because there's again when I say that post with Katie Hearn, we're going to see something as far as like just a video made,
If
but there's
we
going to be some type of lawsuit money attached to this.
So if we have this exact video that the world is seeing on Instagram right now,
Uh-huh.
they lose a million times out
Ooh,
of a
why do you say
million.
that?
Because of just the simple facts of like they showed their hand on how they personally feel about it.
Right, right.
They also showed their kid without a mask on until the flight attendant comes up to them.
Yeah, almost. So they kind of kill their own case, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And they tried to be famous doing this, but I feel like it hurt them more than it helped them.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean, because at first, I mean, in my head, I was gonna say, I was like, I could see them winning one, but no, because in the video, but I see what you're saying though, because I don't know what they would argue is what makes maybe embarrassment, like emotional abuse,
I see
because
maybe the band getting changed from United for Life to something
right
else, but I think
to where
that's
they
the
can just
most
fly.
that's
Yeah,
the
but
you can give us
because I
money
mean,
and fly on our airplane.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like they they didn't physically touch them.
Mm-mm.
The guy that what they show in the video, the guy seemed to be professional.
Very.
He said everything. He was basically just being the messenger.
Mm-hmm. Doing
Um,
his job.
yeah, like,
Yep.
and then it seems like they talked to them in the lobby and they tried to have a discussion with them uh to reestablish what they already said and to clarify anything like this is what's happening and why.
Mm-hmm.
And they even let them get their piece off. So again, just being professional. So,
I feel like
oh yeah, man, you make it. Yeah, they if they do, I don't know. We haven't seen anything for anybody that's wondering that says that they will try to pursue a lawsuit. Nothing has
yeah. I
said
think
that.
we're too early in that to see
Yeah,
anything. I think within the next couple of days we might have an answer on that, or we might see something. But I don't
right.
I don't think that'll even be news. I think we'll hear about it after everything's settled.
Okay, you think like if they do reach like some type of off the table agreement,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now I could see that maybe if they try to push it to court, I could see United like just trying to appease them and just trying to make it go away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because did United already have an issue before? Was that the doctor or was that American Airlines?
I'm not sure.
You're the doctor that was like they were like wrestling him off of there.
I can't speak on it like accurately to know which one it was.
Oh man, yeah. I'm okay. Me neither. So I shouldn't try to bash either one. But I just remember, dang. But I could see them trying to do that like off the table, just kind of be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like let's get this over with. Because but like you said though, I mean, I don't know if a court really sees that and they're like, yeah, those people weren't treated correctly or they should be compensated in a
Mm,
lawsuit win.
yeah. No, they
Uh,
definitely lose. I think, in my opinion, every single time.
yeah. And also while we're talking about the topic of flights, China is asking like so they're I don't know if it's Chinese airlines or if it's the Chinese government, but they're telling people that are flying in there that if you come to just wear a diaper. And I was like, what? And dude, I thought that I was joking, but no, that it was on the news. It was so they're saying that there's a possibility that COVID can pass through like your body's excrements. I think that's how you say that word.
That's, bro,
So
it's something new every day. I swear.
yeah, it is. And like they're saying that, and I was like, but okay, bro, just take this in. What adult is going to walk and poop on themselves?
Not me.
Fact. Like, what, bro? What? Like, imagine you're just standing there talking to some people, and an adult, grown person just starts pooping right in front. Right there, bro.
Oh, bro,
Yo.
you might catch hands. like if I see you grunt and like your eyes kind of go somewhere different when you're trying to squeeze, you're getting popped in the back, right in the mouth, bro. Like, that's so disrespectful.
Yo, can you imagine, bro? Oh my gosh. I was like, did you just actually poop right here? I'm never speaking to that person ever again.
Ever.
We have nothing else to discuss ever. Don't see me. I don't want to know about you anywhere.
No.
Like
Phone number deleted, everything.
you are a vile individual. Oh my god. but just the fact though that they're asking people like out loud like that's normal though. Like that's what's concerning to me. Because it's
Yeah, bro.
like,
That is very concerning.
yeah, like I could almost. This is gonna sound weird. I could almost understand the pee part because you could be like, it's kind of like sweat. Okay, I could get that.
I can't.
But
I can't do it.
but at the same time, like I feel like you can run outside somewhere random and like piss real fast.
Yeah, yeah.
And like instead of having to piss on yourself, but like poop though, come on. That's one I cannot get my head around, dude. I just cannot. But I just thought, when I saw that,
Well, imagine like on an airplane too. Like you just have
yeah,
people walking around with poop pants, bro. It's
gonna be mushy. That's the thing. It's gonna mush. Like
bro,
it's not.
next person gets on the flight. Oh, y'all forgot to clean this seat. Somebody pooped here.
Yo, this just gets nastier by the second.
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh. Dude, imagine like what if you think it's gonna be a small poop and it turns out to be this just massive
So that's what
dump.
I'm thinking. So like I have little siblings and like obviously like I did not know this, but I guess sometimes babies take big poops and it comes out the top of the diaper on their back.
Yes, bro.
You're gonna have poop on seats everywhere in China.
What if you just poop out this massive log? Now you just got this thing sitting in between your legs. Yo, like, you just got it's just in between your legs. You're just poopy, walking with a poop log. Oh my god, that's disgusting,
bro. That China needs to rethink that one.
Yeah.
You take that one back. Say we was kidding or something. We'll give you 48 hours. Just say you was kidding. That's it.
Oh my god.
We was kidding.
All right, bro.
That was cat. We didn't mean it.
Yeah.
We was just seeing if y'all was listening.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's switch up topics.
Yeah. God, thankfully, we
can do that. You wanna jump into some sports?
Yeah, man. It's that time. Sports. Yeah. Sports have been kind of interesting, man. A lot of different things. I know I mentioned earlier in the podcast talking about things that have been kind of finalized and for a long time, and we were just now finding out about it. Obviously, we've spoken on previous episodes about the boxing matches that happened a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
We've been waiting to see what's going to happen, but now we get to see Logan Paul, brother of Jake Paul, fight Floyd Mayweather.
Which is okay. And first, how do you feel about it?
So
do you like it or not like it?
So my initial reaction is don't like it because Floyd's beating professional boxers like it's nothing.
To a pulp.
And now we're having to deal with this garbage. But I think my first thought on it is Floyd saw how Logan's brother Jake did Nate Robinson. That's his boy. So now he's coming back at him.
Like a redemption?
I think so.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'll beat up your older brother then.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know, but it's dumb to me, man. Like it's a money grab. And like what does Floyd need to do here? Like that's why I think like Floyd's here to embarrass these kids because he's like, all right, I've had enough.
Right. See, my thing is too, like you said, initially I was kind of like, do I like this? And like I really didn't. I was like, bro, Floyd, you were going down as one of the best boxers of all time, and almost in everybody's book, the best defensive boxer ever. In the history of boxing.
Nobody else competes.
Yeah, like I mean, the stuff the dude did just to not be hit, like it's insane. And you're talking about he's making grown men swing and miss as if like he's not even there, bro. It's just anyway.
Not even grown men. Grown men that do this for a living.
World champions.
Can't even touch him. Touch him.
Right.
How the heck is Logan Paul going to come off YouTube and even touch Floyd?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, and I know people are saying that, well, he's 51 or whatever. He's going to be 51. But it's like, dude, the guy just dunked at the dog on NBA All-Stars. What was that, like a year ago?
Bro, he also fought fought Manny Pacquiao like just a few years back, and
Yeah,
Manny could barely touch him.
exactly. And it's like, dude, I don't think Floyd. And here's another thing. I don't think Floyd does anything to make himself, as far as boxing goes, look stupid.
And
He's not.
that includes a tie where he takes it easy on him, and that includes losing. Neither of
Facts.
those happen.
No, he's not. He's not doing that, bro. And like, and I think he realized this too. That like if he loses this, this is going to be on point. If he loses this, this is what people will remember. And
Forever.
yeah, and I think he realizes that. So I feel like he's going to train just as if this was like a world championship boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
I
He's
think
going for a first round knockout.
facts, bro. He's not gonna get in there. You see, like, okay, with Connor, he knew that he had to do that. One, for betting,
Mm-hmm.
and two, to I mean, people pay to see the fight, duration of the fight. He had to make that 7 out of 12.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the money called for it.
Well, and he also knew he was fighting a professional fighter with a tough chin. And he
Facts.
can't just come in there because Connor's just going to swing right back at him.
Exactly. Well, he knew too. Yeah, like you said, Connor's a great striker, and Connor could have caught him with one too. So Floyd might have been, like, this is my spot, but he really could have got caught with one. And I don't think that's the case in this. I think
that's not the case.
Yeah, I think this could very well, like, Floyd comes in this serious. I mean, people just want to see that it happens, but people aren't waiting to see this fight go 7, 8, 9 rounds. They're like, I can't expect this to be like 2, 3 rounds. Yeah. So that works in Floyd's favor. He's like, oh, bet I show up, do my thing quick, I get paid and get out, because the money's gonna be there. People are gonna pay to see this.
Well, like, I mean, there's no way this Logan Paul kid is getting anywhere close to the revenue cut that Floyd is getting on this. Like, Floyd's probably already capped like 98% of the pay-per-view already. Right. And then, like, the promoter's getting the other 2%.
And on top of this, not even on top of, this is another $300 million first night fight for Floyd. That's what this is. This is not even back end money. This is upfront what I'm getting tonight, $300 million. Broken servers again on HBO type. That's what this is. So I just think, going back to our point of, do I want to see it? Yes,
I do. I want to see it.
But do I like it?
No.
Yeah, I'm still in the air.
And I will take back my I wanted to see it if it's not a quick knockout for Floyd.
So if it's not a quick knockout, you're like, I don't want to see it?
No, I don't want to see Floyd toy with this kid for 5-6 rounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think everybody wants it to be fast. He needs to get in there
and handle business.
Right. Like, everybody wants it to be so fast. I agree.
Like, into this before it gets started. We already saw one fight where this YouTube kid is now talking how he can beat all these professional fighters and do that.
He's definitely feeling himself now, bro.
Let's go ahead and end it. Let's go ahead and put crickets. Let's go ahead and get them out. But the thing with this is, like, so I watched another big YouTube page, Nelk Boys. They had Logan Paul's roommate on, like, a Twitch stream when they were doing some, like, Twitch stream gambling, stuff like that. And they had him on, and they said that they've known about this fight for over 6 months. Like, it's been a done deal, signed contract for over 6 months. And we are just now finding out about this fight being February 20th, which is on my birthday. So my birthday present from Floyd needs to be knocking out Logan Paul. But dude, 6 months, this has been signed.
See, like, but I think that just speaks to, like, the marketing genius that Floyd is, because just as much as they knew that fight was going to happen that many months ago, he also knew that Nate Robinson fight was coming up too.
Yeah,
and so he was like, I wonder if if I can work this in a way to where it kind of builds up a little bit of the hype, makes it a whole thing. Because I don't know if Floyd has any ties to that. What is it? Legends of Boxing or
the Mike Tyson? That's Mike Tyson's league. Those are all retired fighters.
I don't know, but imagine if he became a promoter for that, though.
Yeah,
that's big money in that, though.
Yeah, there's a different promoter on this one. It's a different brand promoting it and running everything, so it's not the same. Because that's the thing, man. This is. I can't wrap my mind around other than Floyd wanting to just prove a point. I don't see any other like benefits for him because you're right. Like
Yeah,
if he
he's
loses,
just bored.
yeah,
He's bored, and he's like, "Hey, I know I'm still good. Oh, and you're gonna pay me to show you how bored and good I am? Awesome."
because like dude, his legacy could be ruined if he lost this.
Oh, if he loses this, he can't come out the house for like 3 months, bro. There would be
3
so
it's at least like 3 years.
there would be so many people outside his door trying to get that story. Like they would make him be uh like a person that lives in solitude just
Hmm.
because there's no way he would be able to leave his house ever. And I'm sure he has tons of properties, but they would be at every single one of them. Like people and they would just surround it until somebody because they would want that story that bad.
Yeah,
Like,
and
what the hell happened to you?
I think like a tie or a loss, that's the situation we're in.
Bro,
Anything,
they're not. They are not letting this go to a tie.
I know. I don't think so.
No, if they did a tie, no, that would be absolute outrage. I think they're gonna make a whether it be, let's say if it's a tie, I think they give it to Floyd.
No, a tie is a tie.
No, I'm saying like if it's a tie on
Like,
paper,
are you talking about
like
like no?
does
But
somebody go back and they alter it, or if
yeah,
they see, let's say like it, can those judges talk in between, like about
uh,
what they have?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know how that works
Also, I
either.
don't know like how their seating works with all this stuff either. So like I don't know if
Oh
they're
yeah,
next to each other during this, or if they're like on different sides of the ring,
yeah.
or what.
Cause see, my thing is, if they can talk during this, if they all get down to let's say there's 8 rounds, and they all get to the seventh, they're looking at each other like, "What do you got this at?" And they're all like, "Oh," like they all agree they got it at a tie. I think they all kind of look at each other like and give the nod, like, "Yo,
You
this
go this
last
way, I go
round,
this way.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like this last round, we're gonna,
Hmm.
no matter what happens, unless there's a knockout by Logan Paul, we're gonna give this last round to Floyd. Wink, wink, like, you
Well,
know
dude,
what I
that's what
mean?
happened with the Tyson and Jones Jr. fight. I mean, one judge had it this like 8 points higher for Mike. The other had it like 5 points higher for Roy, and then the other like literally split it. So it was a split decision tie.
Yeah.
Make,
See,
makes no sense. And with these like expedition fights that don't count for anything, I could see somebody trying to be sneaky and this being like a promotion for like future fights like this, which I think ruins the sport if
oh
that
yeah, oh
happens.
yeah.
But if it comes to a tie, it's going to be some garbage like that. But I mean, again, that hurts. That kills Floyd's legacy forever.
Yeah, bro, because they're gonna say, "Oh, so you beat all these champions, but you tie with a YouTube guy, blah 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 blah," blah.
Exactly.
And that's just gonna hype the brothers up even more. Nobody can beat on me and my brother. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, and that just they are already multimillionaires off of YouTube. That just
Well, that's
their
dude.
subscribers gonna go from 15 to doggone 80. 80 million, not just 80.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like this, there's so much that is behind the scenes that's happening that we don't know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
This has been gone. This has been booked for 6 months. They waited to announce until recently. But also, what happens? Because me and you, and probably everyone listening, agrees. If Floyd loses this, like he will no longer be one of the greatest boxers of all time. And
No, I mean, people. I think we still would have to consider him that, but I think people will take it away because you're going to have those Floyd enthusiasts that are in his corner. They're going to say,
bro,
"Well, he was just playing around. He was old. He was old, man. He was in his 50s."
but you know, this is not a LeBron lost this many finals. He's not better than Jordan kind of talk. This man got beat up by a YouTube star. Like this
Facts,
is next level, bro.
facts. No. Yeah. If he loses,
Or ties.
or ties, yeah, that tying just puts a stain on his legacy.
Yeah.
Losing absolutely ruins his legacy.
Yes.
And winning does absolutely nothing for his legacy. It just makes him more money. So
Exactly.
yeah. All
But
right.
we'll all find out how that goes on February 20th. So
Yeah.
got a little bit of time.
More on sports though. Let's talk about somebody else that underperformed. Freaking Paul George.
Big Pete.
Dude, did you see the extension that he signed?
Bro, the Clippers are dumb.
For those of you that don't know, PG signed the same extension deal that Anthony Davis did. A max deal, 5-year, 190 million dollar extension. One person in that situation, in that last sentence that I just said, deserved it. One person in that last sentence I just said did not. It's pretty obvious who did not. PG should never be anywhere near a max deal ever again.
No.
And I felt as if the whole world knew this.
Yeah.
I don't know how the Clippers didn't take notice of this. I don't know where they didn't get the memo at, but Doc Rivers wasn't a problem.
No.
Like,
and we're about to find that out. We're about to find that out because Paul George had made comments talking about Doc Rivers coaching and the scheme. He said that they were having him come off screens, like trying to play in like Ray Allen, those kind of things. That's not the type of player he is. Doc Rivers' comment back was, Ty Lue was sitting right next to me on the bench the whole time. That's now their head coach. So basically Doc Rivers saying, like, you're going to have to be in the same situation this season without me. Good luck.
Exactly. And PG's going to do what PG does. Every once in a while, you're going to go crazy. Oh, my God, he's got 42 points. Who can stop him? Next game. Oh, yeah, they stopped him. PG gave you 7.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
And it's going to be that all season. So he gives you enough to where you're like, no, wait, you're right there. Playoffs, we're going into the playoffs. Oh, no, just kidding. We're about to go home second round. Dude, that's crazy. Like, it's just, oh, my God, dude. That guy, and I don't even want to sound like a PG hater, bro, because I do like to watch him ball. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I do. And I appreciate what he brings to that team. But he's not a max deal dude, though.
No, bro.
Like, I mean,
especially when you have Kawhi on that roster.
Yeah, like I could see a few years ago, like I could see that argument, bro. When PG was making it to that Oklahoma City, like that year of him going up, yeah, okay, I could see that. But since then, what has he done? Like
nothing.
You know, that could give you a max deal. Like, should he continue to get a good deal? Absolutely. He's a premier player, but not a max.
No, and especially if you look at a Clippers roster that has Patrick Beverley as their starting point guard, bro, you could have used some extra money for a better point guard for one.
Exactly. Bradley Beal is in the air. Yes. He just bought a house in LA. You know the Lakers have been talking to Bradley Beal. Why not take that money, say, hey, Bradley, we know you hate DC. Mm-hmm. Why don't you go ahead and swing this way, pal?
Yeah.
It's not even like it's no myth. Bradley Beal was more than open to the idea of playing in LA.
Yeah.
So it's like, why don't you just take that money from PG? You say, hey, no. We're going to get you some help. You ride out the rest of that because he did like the 2-year player option thing, like something like that. So it's like, no, you ride that one out. We got you. Don't worry about it. We got you next year. And we're going to bring you some help. And let's hope we get the matchup that we wanted of playing in the Western Conference Finals and possibly playing in the title game itself.
Like, and not overpaying PG, having Patrick Beverley as your point guard, losing one of your big men in Montrezl Harrell to the team that you share a building with, Lakers.
That you have to watch their opening night ceremony of them getting the ring that you were supposed to be winning.
Like now you lost him. Like, I get it. You signed Serge Ibaka and put him back with Kawhi. But I mean, your team is not deep.
No, and on top of that, just on top of all this, I know that Kawhi can still leave next year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and I saw Chris Broussard, pretty sure that's who said it. He made a good point of the Clippers kind of cleared house to get those guys, so they were wanting to lock in at least one of them long term. So it's almost like a frantic type move, which I can understand, but it was bad business. So like, you're in this position because of bad business.
Mm-hmm. And so, bad business does not help you get into good business.
Exactly. Like, you don't do bad business and then do more bad business to have a good result. Like, it's just you're trying to clean it up and you start trying to do good business to get rid of the bad, so now it's just only good.
Yeah.
Like, and it's I and you would have thought that this year they could have did that in this offseason
Mm-hmm.
and be like, hey, okay, let's try to. We knew we probably shouldn't have gave away everybody. Everybody agrees. Like, you know, we all understand that now. Okay, we're on the same page. So, you know what? We'll start off with the coach. Doc's a great guy. He's gonna go find something good. Cool. And then we're gonna bring in some pieces. They could have said that. No, just kidding. Hey, we're actually gonna lose a guy that's very helpful. Thanks for coming. And then on top of that, we're gonna pay PG all this money, and we're not gonna get you guys anybody else. Let's win this title, boys.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense, dude.
No, it doesn't. And
You can say that to the most casual basketball fan, and they're like, "Wait, what? Why?"
you could say that to anybody that doesn't even watch basketball, and then
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Why?"
yeah.
It,
Nope,
it just,
the Lakers are still better than the Clippers. Sorry.
yeah. It's just, I don't know. And there's still a lot of movements that could happen. Just going
Yeah.
as basketball in general, and people looking that I feel like they didn't have to make a rush decision
No,
to give him that deal.
no, not at
There's
all.
still a lot of pieces out there that are moving.
Well, I feel like now more than ever, for some reason, man, people are willing to trade away these superstars, and
Oh
like
yeah.
they're willing to kind of like do that rebuild right now. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, we saw it's kind of a very interesting trade with um, Houston and Washington trading
Mhm.
Russell Westbrook to Washington for John Wall.
Bro, they did my boy dirty. My boy is being Westbrook, not John Wall.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to make that sound like I'm hating on John Wall. It's not that I don't like John Wall. John Wall is John Wall. If you like him, cool. He's not really a player that I look to watch all the time. Like if he's playing a team that I'm looking to watch, then I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. John Wall out there balling. I'll check in, but like I don't really look forward to watching John Wall ball, if that makes sense.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
I haven't wrapped my head around this trade. Houston won that trade because Houston got John Wall out of it
Mm-hmm.
and partnered back up with DeMarcus Cousins, who they signed,
Oh
who
wait, DeMarcus Cousins is
in Houston. So they played together. They played together that 1 year at Kentucky, and then they both
right,
went to the league. Now they're both in Houston with Harden. And
dude. What happened? What he was supposed to be back with the Lakers, and he hurt himself again, right?
yeah, but then
And
they didn't sign him. So
but that's man, he would have been good out there because they got rid of JaVale McGee, and
Dwight Howard.
yes, they got Marc Gasol.
Yeah, and
But
Montrezl Harrell. So
what is he a center though? I thought he was like a power forward.
he's like a power forward. But I mean, he can.
Okay,
I mean, I guess he can play small ball 5 if you need him.
right. I just feel
But
like dang,
well,
DeMarcus Cousins would have been cheap there.
the Thunder, or sorry, the Rockets realizing that the small ball is not working because they
Mm-hmm.
traded Clint Capella to Atlanta. Then they ran this like ridiculously small lineup.
Did they get rid of Ariza too?
I believe so.
I want to say he plays for like the Suns or something like that. I think.
Yeah. So here we are.
Yeah.
Now they're like, all right, now we need a
So
center.
they needed somebody. Yeah, but James Harden he just released yesterday his statement. He is more than open to the idea of going to he he didn't say this, somebody else said Charlotte question mark. But he said the 76ers and the Nets and I want to say it was the Pelicans that were on there as well.
They also added the Bucks and the Heat at the end as
Yeah.
well.
So like, bro, I don't know what they're thinking in Houston. It's like,
Yeah.
like he's made it pretty clear. A man that's turned down $50 million and actively pursuing being traded, like
Missing training camp to be at Lil Baby's birthday.
yeah,
Then
right?
going to Vegas, and then like now you have to come back and now you have to be tested like 6 days in a row before you can
Mhm.
participate with the team. So it's just
So
like,
it's like,
man,
he's doing everything to show you I don't want to be here.
Mhm.
I don't know if you go out and bring in John Wall for Russell Westbrook would have done well on that team.
Mhm.
He showed you he can get a team to the playoffs. Now winning it, that's a whole different ballgame.
Mhm.
But he can at least say, hey, if you at least want to, put people in the seats and be a contender for the playoffs, I can get you there. And you just help me with some pieces. But John Wall in the Western Conference,
Yeah, he's played 73 games in 3 seasons because of injuries. Same thing with DeMarcus Cousins. He's been out
yeah,
a lot because of injuries too. So,
just take
I
that in what
mean,
73 games in 3 seasons. Most seasons are what 82, and he's
yeah,
playing 73 and 3. Dude, what is that like?
that's not even a full season, bro. 82
No,
games.
I'm saying, what is that? Basically, like 25, 26 games a year.
Well, if it averages out, yeah. But I mean, he missed a full season with the Achilles and all those kind of things. So it's
But
like,
just, yeah, I'm saying if you just average that out over 3 years,
mhm.
you said that's what 1/4 of the entire season.
Yep,
That's not even playoffs.
nope,
That's saying excluding playoffs. This
yep.
man has seen a quarter of basketball per year for
The last
just
three
the last
seasons.
3. This
Yep.
man don't even know what to do on the court barely anymore.
Games change, bro. Games change
Yeah,
every years.
people are fast as hell now. Like, I mean, no, but legit though, like
Yeah.
genuinely, like I feel like people get faster every day on the court,
Hmm.
and it's like you only see them for 25, 26 games hypothetically, and then you're out of there. So like I don't know. I don't that trade doesn't make any sense. I don't see how Russell Westbrook fits in Washington. I don't even know why they would do that. It doesn't make sense. You
Yeah.
know Bradley Beal is leaving, but you gave Russ nothing else there. So even if you were going for just to make it to the playoffs bid, yeah, but you
But
didn't give him anything
not
to
only
work with.
that, you gave up John Wall, and then you
Yeah,
also gave up a first round draft pick that you sent to Houston. So you can't get that much better. There's only
exactly.
there's only 2 rounds in the NBA draft for people that don't know. 2 rounds, and you gave up your first pick.
And dude, and like it's I'm pretty sure even outside of this, like even if Bradley Beal doesn't go anywhere this year, I think he's a free agent unrestricted right next year.
I believe so. Yeah,
Something like that. So it's
he's
like,
gone.
yeah. I mean,
You're
even
just
if
gonna
this
suck
season,
forever. You're gonna suck
yeah,
forever if you're a
yeah.
Washington
So
fan.
even if this season like plays out, you just let this little experiment go, like it's over no matter if you want it to be or not next year.
Yep.
So why even spend the time and money and lose?
Well,
It just doesn't make sense.
that's my exact question I have with the Harden situation. Why would any franchise be willing to trade this season to get Harden, knowing that when that contract ends, he's not re-signing with Houston?
Mm-hmm.
So like a team like Miami,
To get him for cheap,
oh no, you're not getting him for cheap.
bro. If you keep him on that contract he has right now, well, he's only getting paid 38 this year versus the 50 that he may feel like he's entitled.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, is the money side of it giving up talent? What weighs more? Because like a team like Miami, we already know that Houston's asking for like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. They're asking for pieces on pieces
Right,
on top of probably draft picks. So it's like,
right.
and
But
then
what about like a team like the Bucks though? What
I
do you
don't know.
think?
I mean, Giannis isn't focused on signing his extension. He only has a few days to do that.
But if I'm not, is it the Bucks that has like all those first round picks coming up? It's like 4 of them.
No, that's Oklahoma City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
but I mean they have a good team. Don't get me wrong. I mean they now have Drew Holiday at point guard,
okay.
and because they got him from the
I don't know
Pelicans.
much of the Bucks team besides
They
Giannis.
got Middleton and Giannis,
Middleton. No, I was
and
gonna
they
say yeah.
got one of the Lopez twins playing in the paint. Uh,
And what is it? Thome Maker. I
yeah,
think he comes off the bench. Pretty sure. Is it Thome or is it Tome? I don't know how you say
like
it.
yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it,
Tom Maker. I don't know.
but I mean that's an interesting team. I don't see Miami giving up their pieces. Plus Miami, like you don't need Jimmy Butler waking up at 4 a.m. to go to practice, passing James Harden at 4 a.m. leaving the strip club. You don't need that because that's exactly what's going to happen, bro.
Oh yeah, that's just cause and tension. And first of all, Jimmy Butler has proven he has came into full form as the leader of a team now.
Hmm.
He's not taking the backseat to another person as the leader. James Harden wants to be the leader so he can do what he wants to. not because he truly cares about leading the team. If
Exactly.
that makes sense. There's two different type of leaders.
Hmm.
He's doing it because, okay, now I can do what I want to, bro. But like Jimmy Butler's like, hell no, I want to tell you where the ship's going because I know how to get there, but I need y'all's help to get me there.
And I'll help, and I'll put in any work I can to get there.
Exactly.
And Harden is just like, nah, I do what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to be in charge so I can do whatever. I don't really care about y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all figure it out on your own. um
And that, but I mean, that's gonna be interesting to me because I don't think it's worth trading. Like I think it's just worth like chilling, letting his contract ride out. He's
yeah.
gonna go where he wants to go. You're good to go from there.
Yeah, I agree. When you kind of lay it out like that, definitely it would be smarter on a team to wait it out this year, make him suffer, and then make a play for him in free agency.
The I mean, the other thing with like free agency though is I saw people talking about Lonzo not re-signing with the Pelicans and joining the Hornets with LaMelo.
I like it, and possibly getting LiAngelo on out there. That'd be dope.
All playing for Michael Jordan's team.
Yeah, that honestly that would be dope.
LeVar would have a stroke.
No, bro, I think LeVar would love that because he was like Jordan knew he would spin it.
Yeah.
Jordan knew what he was doing. He knew he needed my boys to play. He knew he needed my boys to push his bread. Something he would say something.
Yeah, I can say that.
And just with that too, though. Speaking on LiAngelo, I think it gets decided like here, like next week or so, if he makes the final cut for the team. Because I want
playing preseason right now. I haven't checked his stats yet.
Right?
But,
no, I think the first game was Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they played again Sunday. They played the Knicks again.
Okay.
So I have not checked stats on that yet, but
it's a good sign.
His workout videos have looked decent. Like
bro. Like he looks solid. Like, dude, I'm telling you, we talked about it on here before.
Mm-hmm.
They just had to punish him a little bit. They had to show him what was up because he caused bad business to happen in China. Mm-hmm. You know that there were some repercussions that the NBA had because of that deal.
They definitely were on him about that. There's no way they weren't.
Oh yeah, and so he's just gonna he's showing that. I mean, he'll weather the storm a little bit. That 1 year non-guaranteed.
Yeah,
that cost him nothing to do, bro.
I got bad news for everyone listening. LiAngelo Ball did not play their second preseason game due to a right ankle sprain.
Already?
He's not gonna make the team.
My dude, they just said that he got healthy. I was about to bring up the ankle. They all said that he was scared to hurt the ankle again. Yeah. And they said that he was scared to hurt the ankle again because he just got all that work done on it and stuff. And they're like, but he's looking so fast, he's really going out forward.
Here we are.
Are you joking, bro?
Swear.
Dude, I hate that for him, bro.
Oh, it sucks. He's gonna have to try to make another team though. Because there's no way he's gonna stay on this roster not playing preseason games. If you can't stay healthy, there's somebody else that will.
Dude, first of all, the fact that he sat out, how much is it worth to you, bro? I'm telling the team doctor, yo, I know you got something that can make this pain go away.
For 2 hours, bro. That's all I need.
That's all I need. I won't walk anywhere else. If you can just help me out for these 2 hours. Bro, I don't also these people with these sprained ankles, I don't know if they do this. I would feel like they would. We used to wear tape, bro. Like wrapping your ankles goes a long way.
Yeah.
And you can my senior year of high school, I had such a bad sprain, they thought it was broken. I played 2 games in the thick old dirty mud in football as a receiver, making cuts, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I don't know how bad his is. I'm not comparing. I'm just saying. Like,
well, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, I know this is somebody on a non-guaranteed contract versus an NFL superstar, but there's a story of Plexico Burress when he was playing for the Giants.
Yeah.
And he like had hurt his ankle and like basically like, had like torn ligaments. Like it was like basically like broken.
Right.
The team came to him and said like, hey, like you don't practice to show up for the games and like just we'll call it even pretty much.
Right. but
and he did. And
yeah, but
so
think
I
about
mean,
it. That was however many years ago,
yeah,
and it's like medicine has gotten better.
yep,
They give better treatment to pro athletes now. But I'm saying in high school, like when that happened to me, they just gave me some little Advil and they wrapped it, and buddy, or whatever little painkiller, whatever it was, and we got to it, and I was all right. You're a pro athlete. I know, dude. I've seen people in college sports
yep,
get stuff shot in to take away pain.
hmm
So I know they can give you something. He just must not have wanted to
in
play.
the NBA.
Yes, bro. Like, come on.
I agree.
Oh, like, oh, you can find something to make this. Yeah.
But it's also like, again, like you said, how bad do you want it?
Well, see, I was gonna say too. On top of this, what if it's the team, but they just don't want the backlash right now?
Yeah, that could be it. But I
You
mean,
see what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying?
Yeah,
I don't know if they care about that. That's just a speculation. But what if it's a team they just don't want like the outburst and the outlash of people like saying like he's not gonna make it
yeah,
because
man.
it's so hype right now.
Yeah, I don't know, because they had two shooting guards the entire night make a basket.
Did they really?
Their other two did not hit a shot.
What did do you have his stats from the first game?
So on the first game, it looks like they played the Knicks as well. They did lose that game, but I do show that he also did not play, but that was listed as coach decision. So he has zero play time right now.
Coach decision to sit him.
The coach also sat four other players. So they had five total players sit that game. And I just feel like that's tough because you've missed two games, no play time on a non-guaranteed contract.
Never a good look.
That has to probably be decided, like you said, in the next couple of days, probably like during preseason. By the end of preseason, they have final rosters.
Mm-hmm.
I see him definitely staying with the Pistons, but I see him go not on the Detroit Pistons, but with their G League.
G League. And see, I don't know if you watch like Ball Facts on YouTube at all.
Mhm.
I do. Like as I said before, YouTube is my TV. So, yeah, and they said that they had talked about that before. That a lot of people saw him going to the G League instead of playing in the NBA. And his first year, when he played, ended up going to the G League. His main concern was trying to go to a summer league because he was saying that they pull more guys off their summer league teams than they do their G League teams. But he didn't want to end up in G League, but he still ended up there anyway.
Yeah, I think he's gonna end up there again. I mean,
for that happening again, it's not a good time because he could definitely end up being a career G League guy.
yeah, I mean he's knocking on the door, that's for sure.
But he, in today's age, you can go overseas and play. He has a name carry weight right now. I know some guys that have left. They thought they could be NBA players, not, but they've made great livings overseas.
Yeah,
They're just
absolutely.
gone 6 months. But you
I
know,
mean, that's a way of life over there. I mean, if that's what you want to do, if you want to ball the rest of your life and want to play basketball, like you want to
yeah,
make a living, going overseas is not a bad way to do it.
it's not at all. But I know he has the dream of like trying to play here.
Dude, that's got to be hard. Two brothers in the league now, who are not two brothers that were like top five picks.
Exactly. Our animosity has got to be high all the time. Like, forget all the money you have, forget all the fame and everything. You can have everything you want, but that's weird too to think they're like, okay,
Yeah.
the one thing I want is eluding me. I can have everything else I want in the world. I can buy anything I want. I can have all the girls I want. I can have anything right now. But what I want is to play in the NBA, and I cannot get that.
And not only that, now I have to come home and my two brothers talk about the NBA
Facts.
that they play in.
And talk about when they win in the draft. Oh my God. You have to watch it replayed on TV time and time and time again.
You're the what if brother.
Yeah. Oh my God. And the middle child on top of that.
Yeah.
Oh man. You talk about if the stories of middle children ever like needed a representation of real life, that is it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, bro, that just hit me right now. That really is.
That's forgotten. It's about to be forgotten son soon.
Yeah, it's just like Yeah, man, I pray for his mental health. 'Cause I mean, even though I would be happy with the position that he's in, but again, I could see how if there was something I was passionate about, and it was like kept being like dangled in front of me, but I could never get it like that,
Hmm.
I could quickly see myself becoming very, very angry. So yeah, man, I wish him the best, bro.
Yeah,
Dang, that's sad news.
yeah, that's gonna be something crazy, man. But who knows?
Dang.
Sports gonna be interesting because we're gonna get NBA season within the next couple weeks. Football's
Mm-hmm.
kind of winding down to the playoffs. We're getting there. It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
So
Um, Speaking on football, um, this is something we should talk about too. Uh, the Steelers losing to the Redskins.
and then turn around and losing to the Bills today.
Did they really?
So we're looking at we're looking at you win how many games in a row, and then you turn around and lose two back to back.
Mm-hmm. Confidence is shot. That's what happens.
Bro.
Um,
They're about to mess
wait,
around. They're about to mess around. If they keep losing.
wait. So didn't they just play like the Redskins like Monday?
So the Washington football team, they played
Washington football team.
they
Right.
played them on Monday night or whatever last week because of
Mm-hmm.
everything getting pushed back from the previous week. And
Right.
then they turn around and play the Bills tonight,
Mm-hmm.
lose again. And
God, dude.
now we're coming into about to be playoff season.
Yeah.
You had everything clinched in your division, and now here we are. Like you're looking at like the Browns could win this division.
Oh, really? Okay. I saw them put up like the in the hunt type thing.
Yeah,
Because I'm pretty sure they clinched a playoff berth.
yeah, they have done it
Uh,
already. They have so many wins.
but the Browns are up there though, as far as like
Yeah,
being
because
able
I
to
mean the
win it.
Browns still have to play the Steelers, and they play
Mhm.
Monday Night Football versus the Ravens this week.
And I
So,
know the Ravens need to win to stay in the hunt to make
yeah,
the wild card.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean the Browns win tomorrow. That's another division win, and that also puts the Browns at 10-3.
Right. Yeah.
And then their only other games are
That's kind of ugly.
Dude, the Giants, the Jets, the Steelers are the last few games for the Browns. They have a cupcake schedule coming in.
Giants, Jets, and
And the
Steelers.
and the Steelers, who knows if that's going to be a starter's play or not? Because who knows if they're okay with just a playoff spot?
Right. Okay.
Or
But
they want
if
the
I think
division.
if the division is on the line, then I think they starters play.
They have to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how that coach could go in and justify like, hey, look, man, I didn't play the stars because I knew the playoffs were coming up.
Yeah,
The front office would be like, have a good one.
yeah. Bye bye, Mike
Have,
Tomlin.
yeah. Have a nice day. Have a good one. We really appreciate your service, but that is not what we do here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. You would definitely have to play those guys.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it was getting this close down to the wire. Also, hold on. While we're talking on sports, I need to check on my boys to see. Jalen Hurts made his start today.
Man, he ate up the Saints defense in the first half. Man,
Did he?
they were up 17-0 halftime, and then turn around and almost blow this game.
We beat the Saints.
24-21 final. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's with Taysom Hill at quarterback, so Breeze is still out. But I mean, Jalen Hurts 17 of 30 and a touchdown on 167 yards. He also had 106 on the ground. So he had 167
bro.
in the air, 106 on the ground.
But I mean,
He did well.
dude, honestly, I mean, well,
I mean,
that's his first start, right?
yeah. Oh, dude, crazy stat. Philadelphia Eagles coach is now 11-2 in games that Carson Wentz does not start. I think we found the problem.
Oh, okay. So I do have to be consistent in the fact that no, Jalen Hurts is not the quarterback for me. I will say that. But if it's between him and Wentz, years ago, I was not on the Wentz train. But when we won the Super Bowl, I said, hey, okay, maybe he's not a year-long quarterback. Maybe he's just a guy in certain situations. You know, I don't know. But he also didn't stay healthy. He got hurt. And Nick Foles brought it in for us. But I wasn't ever really just a huge believer in him. But once again, when he got drafted, I was just like, but as watching him play, he has a skill set there. He has a big arm.
Mhm.
He can make it happen. It's just that what they call him a one read guy,
Mhm.
and then after he makes that one read, it doesn't work. He freaks out, and he is pretty athletic, so he can make some plays happen. Um, but he just gets a little wild.
Mhm.
So I think, yeah, this almost kind of does solidify that he's the problem.
He's
Um,
11-2 as a head coach without Wynn starting, man.
yeah.
That
But that also that stat coming out saves his job too though.
Oh yeah. He
Because like
made the change, got a big win against the Saints, who are now 10-3. I mean, they already
yeah,
had
one of the
10 wins,
hottest
bro.
teams in the NFL. Yeah.
Yeah. And now like
Like
you're still technically alive in your division.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean that division is terrible. But I mean at
Yeah,
the
this year, we should preface that. Well, we should end that with this year. We're bad
okay.
this year.
Yes. But I mean Washington is 6-7. They did beat Steelers last week, turn around this week, beat 49ers. Not a great football team, but I mean, still a win. So they're sitting at six and
Right.
seven. Giants lost very badly to Arizona after beating Seattle last week, so they're at 5-8. Philadelphia is at 4-8-1. So I mean, they are knocking on the door. And I mean,
Yeah.
now they turn around and they have to go take this win, take this momentum, see what happens. They got the Cardinals next week, then they got the Cowboys, and then they end with Washington. I think if they can win next week against Arizona and beat Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to play Washington for the division week 17. It's going to be a
Right.
division game. Winner goes to the playoffs.
Yeah, because I mean but it would be I don't know if that would be us winning our division. I think that would be us just getting into the wild card, right? Because
No,
I
no.
still think the Giants would still
You
be on top, right?
no, you'd win your division because if you beat Washington, you have the ability to have a better record for them.
Then the Giants, because the Giants beat us head to head though.
Ooh, that is tough.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So
I don't know
I
the
think
exact
they
time
would get the edge as far as like winning the division, and we would be the wild card. I think.
Well, so the Giants still have to play the Cowboys. That's the only
Mhm.
division game they have left. As far as division wins, the Washington team and the Giants are both 3-2 in the division.
Mhm.
Philadelphia is 2-2. So as long as Philadelphia doesn't lose any more division games,
Yeah.
they'll have the best record in the division.
Okay. Well then, yeah, then that's promising.
So
Um,
there's hope.
I hope it happens. I just want us to make the playoffs. Yeah, I don't want us to be like at the house.
I need to know when the last time Washington made the playoffs because that's got to be a long time, bro. And
uh,
they have a chance to do it.
wait,
That's
didn't
crazy.
they make it when Deshaun Jackson was just over there?
I don't
It was
know.
just like 2 years ago, like 2 or 3.
I just feel like that's so quick for them to fire a coach.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, they just got a new coach this season, but I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if they just made the playoffs, I don't know. That's just that's a long time for me. I just don't feel like I feel like it. I was not even born the last time the Redskins were in the playoffs.
Yeah, we're in the playoffs. I don't know. Honestly, we can try to Google that real fast.
That's what I'm trying here. Looks like
Let me see if you find. Let me know if you find it.
they definitely so they missed the playoffs last year at 3-13. And it looks like so they made the playoffs twice in the 2010. So in 2015 was the last playoffs.
2015.
Yeah, 2015,
Okay.
2012, 2007, 2005, and 1999. They have not won a playoff game since 1991. And that's when they won the Super Bowl. So we're looking at like
That's
30
embarrassing,
years,
honestly.
bro. 30 years of
Yeah.
no
So
playoff.
their last. Whoa, say that again. So their last time that they won a playoff game was when they won the Super Bowl.
Sorry, my apologies here. They did win a wild card game in 2005.
Okay, I was like, that is so embarrassing that the last time you won a playoff game was also the last time that you won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Like,
But
and that's
they
30
have lost
years ago.
their last 2005 was their last playoff win in the wild
Yeah.
card game. They made the wild card 2007, 2012, and 2015, and lost all three of them out in the wild card game.
Well,
Who knows?
hopefully this new name gets them some
Gives them love.
newfound.
Bro, I'm
Yeah,
telling you right now, I'm betting on whatever NFC East team makes the playoffs to make a run because it always happens.
you are gonna do it.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Put on the Eagles
if they make it, I will.
if they make it. Yeah.
Whoever it is, man, they always make a run because that year the Patriots were undefeated, and then they turn around and lose to what, like the 8-8 Giants, like in the Super Bowl, like
Yes.
So it's like, bro, this always happens. The
So-
winner of the NFC least becomes the NFC beast and takes it all the way to the ship every time. I don't understand.
Who'd you get that from? Did you just make that up?
Yeah, bro, I just thought of that off my head.
That was dope, bro. That was honestly dope. No, I was like, okay, he's got to be quoting this from some type of like sports show.
No, bro, that's what they are, bro. They're literally like the worst
The
division
least turns to NFC beast.
because like they just turn it up somehow and make it to the Super Bowl. And it's just like, where does this team come from? Where was this all season? You were losing to the Jets and the Giants.
Exactly. No,
Here
you
we
gotta
are.
keep it. You gotta keep it in the tank till last minute.
And I guess who knows?
uh,
I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. We got we can recap this or get everyone prepared for it on the next episode. But just to give you guys a heads up, conference championship week in college football coming up.
yeah, I was gonna say
big game. We'll give you guys some
oh.
bets on those on Thursday's episode, just so you tune in.
Yeah,
Because I will
let's
be.
talk about some more college football though. Okay, did you see the game between Florida and LSU?
I did. As a Florida fan, it hurt. It hurt my.
Let's get into this.
So
What's up, bro? Speak on it.
it's tough.
Uh-huh.
It gets very tough at the end. But Kyle Pitts, one of the best players in college football, did not.
Well,
play.
we should also let's talk about rankings.
We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So just to give people a recap, LSU went to Florida, upset Florida. Kyle Pitts, one of the best players in the nation, did not play for Florida. He sat out. Basically, Florida kind of looking ahead to the SEC championship game next week against Alabama.
That was like the tight end or something like that, right?
Yeah. And this is like the ultimate trap game, you know? Like this is we're going to the SEC championship. This game doesn't matter.
Against Alabama.
Yeah, but then so like this LSU game, like doesn't matter. So here we are. They're playing. Trask throws 2 interceptions, one of them a pick six in the first half. Florida kind of hangs with them, keeps scoring. We get to this end of the game. They're tied at 34. Florida gets a 3rd and 10 stop. Get the ball back with under 2 minutes left to play. Marco Wilson, the most undisciplined cornerback of all time, grabs the cleat laying on the ground and launches that sucker into outer space. 15-yard penalty. LSU gets the ball, kicks a 57-yard field goal, which is ridiculous in itself.
In the fog.
He cash money straight down the middle of that kick, and then that's all she wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
no, that's not all she wrote.
Florida did turn around and miss a 55-yard field goal.
Right, and I was gonna say, well, y'all had that good return right there, and then you worked it down within range, and I thought for sure I was like, oh, this is about to go into overtime. Dude, I'm at work watching this, and like I'm like trying to put drinks out on the table, like look up at the TV at the same time. But yeah, when I saw y'all like kind of get into range, I was like, oh, they're about to just tie this up.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and like he goes to line up, I was like, oh, that's almost the same exact distance as the other kicker.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know how much they said it was, but I was like, oh, that's about the same. But that right hash is a weird kick anyway. And I'm surprised that they didn't line it up in the middle. Just because, they had one more timeout that they called after the catch. Why not just hurry up and get everybody back on the line?
Get to the middle.
And just position it in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know. And I kind of thought the same thing. It was just a very interesting thing. An interesting sequence that happened. And so,
I mean, you already got the weather working against you. It's wet, slippery, and foggy. Why not make it easier on your kicker?
I will say Florida's kicker is usually pretty good. Evan McPherson is.
Dude, that was a hell of a kick. I mean, he missed by inches. For anybody that's watching or just listening, if you go back and watch it, he literally misses it by this much. Like it was not much, bro.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
agree.
great kick. It just, I mean, again, the situation of,
Just pulls it.
yeah, well, like he's on the right hash. It's a little bit slippery. I mean, so you're trying to account for that and the power of the kick. I'm sure, like he just had enough height, distance, and everything. It just,
Yeah.
man. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, he just missed that. And for whatever reason, at work, dude, there were so many LSU fans. The place went
Bro,
crazy.
everyone is an LSU fan from last year.
Yeah, I tweeted something about it. I was like, oh, where are all these fans at now?
Yeah, when they
But
got absolutely annihilated by Alabama.
they all disappeared.
Mhm.
But yeah, for whatever reason, they all wanted to come out last night. Was that? Yeah, and just try to like, and everyone was like, ah. But what I was talking about with rankings though is that y'all were number 6. So not only are you competing for the national championship,
Mhm.
y'all were also in the BCS title hunt.
Mhm.
That is pissed away gone.
Yeah, playoffs are gone. Florida fell to 11
Only 11?
Yeah, well, and that's only their second loss. So I mean, the only other loss was to A&M. So A&M.
But I, you know what? I expected 13 though.
Well,
And I say 13 because last year when Oklahoma lost, they dropped down to 13.
yeah.
Everybody, any other year has always, if they just have the undefeated and it's towards the end, they always drop them to like 13.
Well, there's a lot of weirdness with the schedule this year because not everyone's played the same number of games, all
Right.
those kind of things. Because like,
Do you have like the rankings pulled up?
yeah, so number 1 is still Bama, 2 Notre Dame, 3 Ohio State, 4 Clemson, 5 A&M, 6 is Cincinnati, Indiana at 7.
How is Florida? Go ahead.
Indiana at 7, Iowa State at 8, Coastal Carolina at 9, Georgia at 10, and then to wrap it up, Florida did fall to 11. Oklahoma, who's in the Big 12 championship game, is number at 12.
But how that? And here's my problem. I don't know how Oklahoma hasn't lost a game in weeks.
Yeah, they're 7-2 versus 8-2. Look at strength of schedule, those kind of things. Who they lost to. The
Yeah,
LSU loss
but
is bad, but the A&M loss is to the number 5 team.
Oklahoma's only loss is to 2 people that were in the contention for our title game.
Yeah, but I mean, you losing Turner, you still have to play.
We're
you still have to play
replaying.
Iowa State again. But I mean,
Yes,
you lost to them once, and then lost to Kansas State, who's unranked right now. So that's about the same as Florida. You just
but
played a
they were
game.
still in contention. Florida just lost to a non-top 25 team. All of our losses were to people that were ranked at the time.
At the end of the day,
They were ranked, and then y'all lost to an unranked team. I don't know how. Our game was postponed yesterday, or it was canceled yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how. Like, if you're looking at this right here, and then all right, because Oklahoma was in this position last year, with being at 12 when we played Texas and we had to replay Texas. I think Texas was like 19 or 20, something like that. But it would have put them close to that, and they were like, basically the possibility of them dropping. But like you look at that, I mean I see what you're saying, but then you have right behind us, you have USC at 5-0.
Yeah, but 5-0, like that's
but then right after that, there's a team that's 10-1. So it's like,
but a team that is 10-1 that has not played anybody, especially like Coastal Carolina, who's 11-0, who's barely won several games, who beat Troy,
right.
who lost to Middle Tennessee.
Right.
They beat them on the last second touchdown to win by 4. They played Texas State. They played App State. They played.
There's some teams in here I've never even known if they could even be ranked.
Bro.
Liberty, Buffalo, North Carolina State. I'm pretty sure that's who that is. And San Jose State.
Yeah.
San Jose State, this has got to be a first for them ever being ranked.
Probably Buffalo, too.
Yeah. Apparently, Buffalo was ranked 24th last week. What is this? That's ugly.
Yeah.
Tulsa, Tulsa was apparently ranked higher before. They just dropped down to 2 spots to 20. What is this?
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of weird things in the rankings this year, but I mean,
Yeah.
the thing with the playoffs, so we can talk more about next episode, so people understand
Hmm.
the kind of the weight of these championship games. These championship games mean a lot.
Yeah.
These
Like,
games,
I
these
mean,
games coming up on Saturday will determine a lot of
dude,
things.
if Bama loses to Florida, I think they try to put them at 4.
Yeah, they'll make it.
I think to be honest, I mean, I think that'll boost y'all up, but I still think that they'll try to put them at 4. They'll put y'all at like 7 or 8.
Hmm.
I
But
still see
that's the thing. What happens? Iowa
Notre Dame
State.
plays Clemson, right?
Yeah.
I think they honestly, if they just flip flop them, like, or well, that would still put Bama. I think Bama would be 5. I think Clemson and Notre Dame, they would just flip flop, so Clemson would go to number 2, and
So
Notre Dame
I
go to
think that's the thing is
4.
if Notre Dame and Alabama 1 and 2 both lose, they are
Mm-hmm.
both still in the playoffs. One is at 3, one is at 4. Period.
For you, no, I don't think if just because like
Notre Dame has no losses.
I think Notre Dame stays in. I don't think Bama stays in.
I don't think they get rid of Bama because Bama beat Texas A&M by like 50 points. But I mean, we're also talking like Bama's going to lose. Bama shut out this LSU team that just beat Florida. Bama's going to put up 60 points on Florida easily.
Well, okay. What about Ohio State? Because look, that's another thing. Ohio State 5-0, and they're at number 3.
They'll
But yet
they'll
Oklahoma
they'll be
7-2 at 12.
as long as they beat Northwestern, they'll be in at 6-0.
Cincinnati has a real shot. I'm telling. Look, I think they'll drop
And
Bama
then
down to 5.
Cincinnati plays Tulsa on Saturday as well.
Mm, they can win that though.
I think so.
I just think Bama dropped down to 5 because of who they would be losing to, with Florida being down so bad right now at 11.
If an SEC team makes it, it will not be Texas A&M. It'll be Alabama. If an SEC team makes
You
it,
think? No, I think that if because who does Texas A&M play next week?
they're done. Oh, they play
They're
Tennessee.
done, right?
They play Tennessee on a makeup game.
Oh yeah, so that's a win for them. Okay,
Should be.
so
But if
I think they make
if
that 4th
Cincinnati
spot, bro.
wins, or if Iowa State wins, I think
Mhm.
either of those teams could get that 4th spot as a conference champion over a A&M team.
Nah, the only reason why I say that is because th- they're not having a playoff without an SEC team. They're not gonna do that.
I agree.
And if you
And
have a
that's why it's going to be Bama.
see, I think that they would have to even though in years past we saw where they did Georgia and Alabama together both in there. I
And
think
that's the thing is we could see 2 SEC teams. If Clemson loses to Notre Dame, it will be Alabama, Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Texas A&M.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But if Alabama loses to Florida, how I see it, let's say Alabama loses to Florida and Notre Dame loses to Clemson, I think we go now. We go Clemson number 1. Well, I guess Ohio State really. I would put them in number 1 if they went out.
Yeah.
Clemson number 2, and then Texas A&M. I put 3, and if Cincinnati wins, I put them at 4, and then Alabama is going to be 5 right there.
Notre Dame was
everybody else.
You have Notre Dame at 6 at that point.
I mean, I guess you would have to because it goes back to that point of what you're saying of who they lost to and how many games they have played. Because I mean, they would be in the higher part of how many games have been played.
Their only loss would be to number 4 Clemson. So
exactly.
I think Notre Dame would have to stay higher than Alabama.
No, because they're going to go to that strength of schedule, just like you said a moment ago with Florida.
Yeah.
So they would say Bama's played way tougher, and they have one loss to a team that was once up, but now they're down, but they're still in the top 25. So, yeah.
But I think that Notre Dame's, they look at, hey, this team beat Clemson earlier in the season, and if it's close, I say Notre Dame's in the playoffs with a loss, in my opinion.
You think?
Easily. I think I think unfortunately that's the situation because we're gonna have if they lose, we're probably gonna have to see Notre Dame Clemson for a 3rd time, and nobody wants that.
As much as I don't want this to happen, I don't if they did lose, the only other play I could see them with leaving them out is if they're putting Cincinnati in there. But if uh Iowa State beats if Iowa State beats Oklahoma, I think they too have a very great shot at getting in, especially over Indiana, just because of the amount of games played and who they have played to get there.
I agree.
Um, so I don't know, man. Yeah, like you said, next episode we should have at least a little bit more clarity, because I think they do like the announcement show and stuff. That's tomorrow, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like how games line up, um, but and then they go through like all that probability stuff. Yeah, I think we another thing we have to be concerned with too, though, is do some of these bowl games even happen?
No, a lot of them are already canceling, and
Yeah,
we've seen teams already say they're not doing bowl games.
exactly. Already opting out.
Mm-hmm.
At one in particular, Boston College,
Yep.
already opted out, and I'm like, I think that kind of sets the stage for other teams
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of like, okay, working in Nashville, people are they're like, hey, we'll keep you guys posted on if the Music City Bowl happens, and it's just like, um, I could see other teams that did not play national, like any outside conference schedule, doing the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Exact same.
Well, that's the thing is like teams aren't going to be willing to travel. Teams aren't going to be willing to do all these things, like just be
Mm-hmm.
forced to stay in their hotel the whole time, not get to do the normal like bowl game experience because of COVID. And
Yeah. Oh
I,
yeah.
I see a
And
lot
then,
of those.
or it'll say people say like, well, we kind of got into this last time when you were like, no, people go down, and they'll just have like in Miami or something like that,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, yeah, but teams, some of those teams that make it there, they're gonna tell their teams, no, you're not playing.
Mhm.
And with Boston College kind of setting the stage like that, that's a big time school as far as like in the grand scheme of
Yeah.
like big name teams
And again, that's a
sitting
Power
out.
Five school. That's an ACC school. Like,
Mhm.
who's going to be next? You know?
Yeah, and I could really see some of those West Coast teams doing that. Absolutely, those Pac-12 teams that have a shot to get it. I don't even know. Do we even see any in there?
Well, I mean, USC
Yeah,
is not really. It doesn't really have a chance of even being at
but
13.
just as far as like no, as far as like being in a bowl game though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so there's no like, there's not the 6-win guarantee. Like, you have to have 6 wins to be in a bowl game. There's not that requirement this season. So
Okay.
everyone's kind of making that exception. So I mean, you're going to see
Yeah.
like a BYU, you're going
Yep.
to see a
USC.
USC, you're going to see a UCLA, uh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
teams like that, like San Jose State, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Those teams like that, like they're going to make Boise State. They're going to make
Yeah.
playoffs. Or not
So.
playoffs. Sorry, that's not happening. But they're going to make they're going to make a bowl game, and
Right.
it's going to be like, I think BYU plays in a big bowl game. I think they get like one of the open bids and like one of those big bowl
And you
games.
think
Like,
they do play it?
I think so.
Yeah.
They've been about playing. I mean, they traveled on one day's notice from Utah to Coastal Carolina and played.
Oh
So
yeah. Uh-huh.
so
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're definitely gonna be about it. I don't know about like USC. The Pac-12 has been super soft.
Yeah, and that's what I could really see them like having some of the teams just be like, we're not playing, or banning them from playing. Just
Mm.
saying, just like kind of like how like I brought up with the Big Ten.
Yeah, like
Just them saying,
our conference will not play bowl games. Those
we
kind
are
of
not
things.
doing bowl games. We allow them to play, and as student athletes, they have the rights, but they will not be playing bowl games. As whatever, they'll make
Yeah,
up something.
we all know how that goes.
So, well, yeah, bro, you got anything else you wanted to chat
I mean,
about?
we'll save the rest of that college football talk for everybody next
Yeah.
episode, just because it'll be a few days away. I'm gonna be excited.
Oh, dude, how do we let this pass by? Yo, we didn't talk about. We at least need to make mention to the family of Debo. I don't know his real exact name.
Tommy Tommy Lister. Probably everyone knows him as Debo from Friday.
Friday, yeah,
And 2020
man,
got it. 2020 took another real one away from us, man.
yeah. Thankfully, at least I hadn't seen anything reported as COVID.
I haven't
But
either.
unfortunately, though, he still passed away.
Yeah,
So,
they said unfortunately they found him unconscious in his home at age 62.
yeah.
Um,
So,
so another
man,
another RIP to somebody else in 2020, man. It's
Yeah, yeah.
unfortunate,
Hate
but
to see it.
that's one of those movies I feel like is a lot of people's childhood. Like the
Oh yeah, bro. So
that
many
the
people.
whole Friday series, man. Like
Facts. Like it's I had Taylor watching some like some just is that 90s? Or that's not early 2000s, is it? That is
well, I mean,
90s, right?
like next Friday, Friday after next, those are, but like Friday is definitely 90s.
Right. And so I had her just watching some of those and stuff, but I every time like I watch them all, I'm always like, dang, it takes me back to that time.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, these are still great movies like for people to watch like today.
Yes.
Like still you can still sit down and watch one of those.
And dude, okay. I feel like this is the only man to have his name become like a verb.
Wait,
Like,
oh yeah.
bro, like you got devoed.
Ah man, yeah.
You're
Devo.
devoed. You're like, bro, like that's how legendary this man was.
Facts. Yeah, that is true. That is very true. His name became an action.
So, man, him, condolences out to his family.
Yeah. And
if you have not seen Friday, do yourself a favor and go pay your respects.
Yeah, a big favor to yourself. You quit living under a rock.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dull. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. We really enjoy getting on here and just chatting it up. Thanks, bro, for hanging out again.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to be here. I'm just glad we got our listeners still supporting us. As always, man, keep sharing this podcast. Keep telling somebody about it. It's about to be holidays. You know, we all know how holidays are. You're gonna need something to do. We're here for you. Listen to us. You got other family members that are gonna need the same thing, so share it with them too.
Exactly.
Then y'all got something to talk about, and y'all can be friends and family at the same time.
Well, yeah. But that's all for us today, guys. So, yeah, tune in next week, and till next time.
Yes, sir. Till next time.